Journey to a New Beginning. The late Elder Christopher Dixon always wanted what was best for the 5 children he and Mrs. Leela Dixon raised in their nest. The children were taught right from wrong. They were raised to be respectful, polite, and strong. For the Word of God, they didn't have to search. The children learned Christian values at home and in the church. But that baby boy Carlton sometimes got out of hand. He would get too big for his britches, like most boys can. When he got a spanking, so it's been said, Carlton would lie on the floor, held his breath, and played like he was dead. Oh yes, he was mischievous. That could be seen right from the start. But some could see that God had given little Carlton a good heart. Even as a teen, he was told he would one day be a preacher. The late minister Willie J. Nelson would be so pleased if he could see you. Carlton was introduced by his mother to the love of his life. Little did he know that Lisa Renee Bowers would one day become his wife. Lisa always knew there was something special about the man. She too believed he would be a minister, although it wasn't in his plans. They eventually got married, and then came the boys. 15 months apart, imagine 2 babies in a house, yet Carlton made the most noise. Carlton was a good dad, husband, and provider too. There was nothing for his family he wouldn't do. Then came the storm. Carlton's world changed as he knew it. He needed more than friends and family to pull him through it. He made many mistakes as he wandered through insanity, but the worst of it all was when he disappointed his family. He was weak, bent, and broken, could hardly stand for what he knew was right as a Christian man. He was hurt, ashamed, and truly tested. He had lost almost everything in life he had invested. It must have felt like the storm would last for eternity. He wasn't the same man. The devil had stolen his identity. But we all know the power. God took him by the hand, led him through the Word, made him a better man. He got up, stood straight, and after walking through the fire, Carlton had a testimony. The devil is a liar. Blessings continued to flow. He reunited with his boys and the missus too. After 21 years, he's still proud to say, "Lisa, that's my boo." Carlton and Lisa were committed. With a second chance and forgiving hearts, they agreed to join Bible Way to give the family a fresh start. It was there that Carlton grew stronger in his faith and in the Word. He studied and prayed religiously to the God he vowed to serve. Carlton entered a class to prepare for what he believed he was called to do. God is always speaking to him, me, and you. The class started with 100 students, but when it was all said and done, 13 made it through, and Carlton Dixon was one. He went from being a parishioner to a senior elder in 5 short years. He joyfully witnessed for Jesus through laughter and tears. He led the Total Recovery Ministry. He was passionate about the youth. whenever you saw him, he was funny and loud, but he brought the truth. Even as a senior elder, he was always humble and kind. He kept his post where he could reach people, parking cars in those long lines. God spoke to Elder Dixon, start a ministry in 2010. He shared God's message with others again and again. Elder Dixon spoke with Sister Dixon. She was not surprised. She was ready for whatever God wanted for their lives. Days turned into months, and months into years. Elder Dixon stayed faithful while he prepared. God is always true to his word. He won't leave you to walk alone. Just like he said, in 2010, Life Living Ministries was born. It started with Bible study in the Dixons' home. King Davis, the Lloyds, the Jacksons, they were not alone. They moved to Meadow Lake Park, took offerings to open the church doors. They were on their way to doing God's work, restoring lives and winning souls. The first service was in July. Seats filled with strangers, family, and friends. It could not be denied. The Spirit was within. Like the tree limbs that stretch across the church walls, Life Living Ministry stretches into the community, helping those who may have stumbled and fall. Pastor is always looking for soldiers to serve in God's army. He knows that Life Living Ministry will be a place people will find love and harmony. He understands that people are hurting. Sometimes we don't want to feel. Pastor invites them to join the circle. It's a place.
And let God direct your path.
He knows that people
Look
are
at this, what
struggling, making
Jesus
peace
writes.
with their
And the
past.
Bible declares in the
Around
book
here,
of Mark,
we put the
the
devil in black.
13th chapter,
Of course,
starting
he
at verse
do
number
it all alone.
Look at
God sent
this.
him a few good saints, and the community support has been strong. To all the ministry leaders, you're responsible for Life Living Ministry's success. Work faithfully in your positions, and God will do the rest. First Lady, you are his rock. You're equipped with spiritual talents in your own right. You are a blessing to this congregation as you serve and show others the light. So while we celebrate the first anniversary for a pastor that we love, we give God all the glory as we make Life Living Ministry a testament to God's love. This is only the first year. There is so much more work to do. But Elder Pastor Carlton Dixon, we're so happy that God sent us you.